Hello and welcome back to Chili Bee Gaming. I'm Evie and today we're back with some more of This Bed We Made from Low Birth Games. Now last time we unfortunately discovered the dead body of Mr Cruz in the lift. And now we're going to continue our search of the 5th floor before we head down and report it to the police. So, let's get into it. Okay, well, what's this? Ah, a missing piece. I couldn't resist circling back to room 509 one final time. Call it a gut feeling or something. I managed to open the safe and found a gun, a newspaper clipping, and an aggressive note accusing Hector, the insurance company he worked for, of ruining the sender's life. Signed SW. That's when it hit me. The guest in room 504 is a man staying alone with 3 singed teddy bears. Does that mean what I think it means? Is SW here in the Clarrington? And if so, is he the one responsible for Hector's fate? Well, we might as well have a good search round. I think this is Mrs. Beaumont's room. No, it's not. What am I talking about? We might as well finish searching round because I think once we've finished up here, we shan't be accessing the 5th floor again. Holy Bible. But did this man who blames Hector for ruining his life, did he kill him? Was it his wife? Was it Mrs. Beaumont? Or was it Mr. Spade? But why would Mr. Spade do it? This is the thing. It's very mysterious. Teacup. Not really bothered about teacups. Go that way. Okay. Tissues on the floor. This is just the door sign, do not disturb. Very mysterious. It's just so weird, isn't it? What would motivate anybody to kill Mr. Cruz? Well, we can but clean up and do as we're supposed to do. Oh, is that it? Okay. We made the bed. Clean that up. Don't want that leaving here, do we? Where any guest could find it. It just gets stranger and stranger. I know that Mrs. Beaumont and say no to divorce. Well, yeah, Mrs. Beaumont and Marcella Cruz. They were obviously maybe lovers from a few years ago, but wow, I didn't think that, you know, anything like that would happen. Oh, I've picked up some towels. I don't know why I picked up the towels, but never mind. We will continue onwards. 507 we've been in. 506. Oh, this was the Valentine's room, wasn't it? Which we've already cleaned. Do we need to put any more towels up? No. Very strange. Very strange indeed. We've been in Mr. Spade's room, even though he's not actually Mr. Spade. He's Paul something or other, isn't he? 504. So this is the guy with the teddy bears. Wow. I mean, it's kind of sad, isn't it, really? That's cool how they move when you move them. Such, I don't know, sad state of affairs, but
good enough.
Oh. Anything else? here? There's a letter. Let's read it. Okay. You know me. You know my family. You've had a seat at our bar since the day we opened it in '49. You're more than a friend to us. You're practically family. And while friends are polite to each other, family deserves more. Family deserves honesty. Wait a minute, we've read this. Ah, this is the room we started out in, isn't it? I remember now. Did we read this? Yes, we did, because it was I think it was like a loan agreement or something. Is it in the trash? Did we read this? Yes, we did. Oh dear. Well. I wonder if he had a safe. Is there anything in it? No, we can't even open the damn thing. Never mind. Well, at least we had a look. Okay, what else? What else? 503.
Hello? Is anyone in? Hello? I need help.
I mean, we do, but we don't.
Hello? Is anyone in?
Oh, right. So I guess that's that then. We can't really do any more. I don't know. It just seems a little bit strange, doesn't it? We didn't see this before. Ah, this will be his camera, Mr. Spade's camera. I don't think we can pick anything else up, can we? There's nothing else here. Dearie me. Did he fall? Did he fall and hit his head on the corner of the ice machine, do you suppose? And then crawl his way to try and find help? But then couldn't find anything? I don't know whether he's died of it looks like he's died of a head injury. I mean, how do we? Oh, we need to call downstairs, don't we? Let's go in here. Let's call Beth or somebody. Let's call, quick. Get some help up here. Come on, pick up. Nobody's answering? Oh no. Okay, well, what else is in here? Clues. Aha. Teddy bears, yes. Anything else up here? Camera. Yeah. Okay.
Power's back. Now I should go down to the lobby. Call the police.
Well, I'd love to go down to the lobby, but unfortunately Mr. Cruz is in the way. And we can't exactly walk over him, unfortunately, I don't think. Can we? No. I think we'll have to go down maybe some stairs or something. Let's close this door. Oh god. Close the door. Close it. Well, this is not good, is it? So where were these towels for? Because I do have 2 towels. So they must be for somewhere. In here? No. I know. Some guy's been murdered and I'm here worried about bloody towels, but... we still need to provide a service, do we not? Nope. Very odd. Very odd indeed. Do we maybe need to fight our way through here?
I knew blocking the stairs would be a bad idea.
Yep. How are we going to get down there? That's the ultimate question. How are we going to get down there? Are there more stairs somewhere else? The towels need to go in here. No. God damn it, Robbie. Maybe... Is there a fire escape we could use, do you suppose? There you go. We might as well pick up the... Mind you, she didn't want her room cleaned, did she? Well, she can have some clean towels. That's fine. Now we have to figure out how to get downstairs. How do we do this? What does this... I wonder if there's more stairs. Does it say? Self-service stairs. But we can't get down the stairs.
I have to contact the police. I should be able to call from the front desk.
Yes, but we need to get down to the front desk, Sophie. We can't get down to the front desk because there's all that stuff in the way. No fire escape. Maybe we can move the stuff in front of the actual door. I don't know. Or is there like a laundry chute we could launch ourselves down? I don't know. I'd thought we could have just called the front desk, but maybe not. Well, Sophie, can we move some of this stuff? I suppose. No. No. Anything in here? Eugene's little area we can do? No. We must be able to make a call. Where's the phone? Come on, let's try. Again. Surely we must be able to call the front desk. Doesn't look like it.
No answer. Beth must be busy trying to restore the power in the lobby.
Unless we can just call the lift and use it. I mean, it didn't look like it, did it? I'm not seeing any other way. Ah! Oh, we can just leave. Okay, well, things I didn't know. Oh, we're having to move him. Oh my god. I'd have just moved the stuff in front of the doors, to be honest. Don't move a body.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my god. I think he has. I think he's fallen and he's hit his head on the ice machine, woken up, and, you know, tried to crawl for help. But then, what's with the broken pearls and the cigarette case? And the guy's notebook? It's weird. Well, alright. Let's... Good God, honestly. Beth, for crying out loud, where are you? Look at all this mess.
Beth? Where is everyone?
Okay, well... Let's go behind the desk and let's call the police. Come on, Sophie, we've got to do it. The man dead.
Montreal Police Service, Station 22.
There's a man dead. He's been murdered. I need the police.
Please stay calm, ma'am. Where are you right now?
The lobby, but the body, it's upstairs.
Can you give me the address, please?
Oh, 1178 Drummond Street.
All right, ma'am. Officers are on their way.
Thank you.
Why wouldn't you just say the Clarington Hotel? Because surely they'd know where that is if it's such a big hotel. Well, I don't know. Damn. Okay. Oops. I'm crying out loud, honestly. I can't control myself. The worst phone call to make. I restored the power on the 5th floor, but the rest of the hotel is still in the dark. At least I was able to make it to the lobby. I had to move Hector to get inside the elevator. I just want to forget that part, but it happened. It made me think of Mum. How many times did she have to move someone after they succumbed to a fatal wound? Did she ever get used to it? Oh, Mum, I wish you were here right now. I have to call the police and let them know about Hector. The phone by the reception should work. Waiting it out. The police are on their way. I think that's the most I can do right now. It hasn't completely undone the knots in my stomach and the tension in my shoulders, but it's a start. I might as well write a bit to pass the time until they arrive. I don't know what will happen next. If my hunch is correct and Hector was indeed murdered, I suppose the police's main priority will be to determine who did it. I'm probably going to have to answer some questions, aren't I? Yep, probably, Sophie. Unfortunately.
No, I just have to wait for the police.
Look at the snow. It's so pretty. But poor old Hector is dead. Absolutely unbelievable, really, isn't it? Whew. My God. Well, I wonder if there's something else we can... Oh, there you go. That's got to be Beth, hasn't it? It is.
Oh, hey you. Great timing, right? I'm thinking if we're lucky, Bernard will let us go home.
No,
No
we're not
point
going
in
home.
working in the dark. Sophie? Bean, you're not scared of the dark, are you? Hey, is everything okay?
Nope.
I found Mr. Cruz. Hector,
Oh, you did? What was the bloke up to?
you don't understand.
He's dead.
I found his body. He's dead, Beth.
Oh, merde. Merde. Sit down, okay? You look like you're about to faint. Have you called the police?
Yep.
Yeah, they're on their way.
What happened? Was there an accident?
No, I don't think so. Someone did this to him.
You see, we don't know that.
Merde. Do you think it could have been Anne and Marcella?
You see, I don't know whether he was murdered. Maybe somebody dropped some ice on the floor and it was slippy and he slipped and he hit his head, and then, like I say, he came round and he was like, oh, all bloodied head and all the rest of it, and tried to crawl to safety. We don't know if it's a murder. But I don't think the two women did it. I don't think they did.
What about Paul? He and Hector were caught fighting.
I don't think
I
he
also
did it
found
either.
a letter from one of Hector's customers. He seemed really angry. I guess it could be him as well.
The cops will want to talk to you. Know what you've seen. You need to be careful about what you tell them.
Yep.
If word of Anne and Marcella's affair gets out, they may put a label on them that will really hurt them.
Yeah.
It might not even matter in the end if they did it or not.
What do you mean?
What are you saying?
It's just... cops like to go after people who are different. People like Anne, like Marcella.
Yeah, they did back in that
Like
the
me.
day. They probably still do now, some of them.
I was barely 20 when I was shoved into a police car for just hanging out with people who made me feel like I wasn't so messed up after all.
What? Where did that happen?
At a bar called the White Cat. It's supposed to be a safe space, but it gets raided by cops every now and then. I know Anne was caught at least once too.
Wait, you know her?
No, I've never talked to her, but I've seen her a few times. Marcella and her, they're just like me.
Thank you. Thank you for trusting me with this.
Maybe now you can understand why I care so much about you. I don't know if I'm feeling inspired by Anne and Marcella, or if it's the shock of being so close to an actual murder, but, I'd really like for us to be more than just friends, Sophie.
Oh. Oh. I mean, I do like Beth. Me too.
Yeah, I like that too.
That's... that's great. The police is here. Just be mindful of what you tell them, okay?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, of course.
Miss Roy?
Yep.
Miss Roy? Miss Roy!
Oh, sorry. I was distracted.
I really need you to focus right now. I don't want to be here all night, and I'm sure you don't either.
Definitely
No.
not.
No, I don't.
So, as I was saying, We're trying to ascertain the circumstances of Mr. Cruz's death. Can you tell me how you came to find the body?
I was cleaning room 509 when I heard the elevator bell ring. Again and again and again. I thought maybe a child was playing with the doors, so I went out in the corridor, and that's when I saw him. All the blood and...
Why was the elevator bell ringing?
I'm sorry?
You said you heard the elevator bell ring. Why was it ringing? I assume it wasn't a child after all.
Maybe we should be truthful here. Mr. Cruz's body was blocking the door.
Well, Mr. Cruz's body was preventing the doors from closing.
Really? When we found the body, it wasn't that close to the doors.
Oh, the stairs are blocked because of the renovations, so the elevator's the only way out of the 5th floor. I had no choice but to move the body. Just a little.
Ah, so that explains the traces we found. Thank you for clearing that up. So, what did you do after that?
Well, that's when the power cut. So I had to go to the janitor's closet.
To access the fuse box.
Yep.
Exactly. I changed a few fuses and turned the power back on.
But there's a lock on that box, isn't there? Did you have the key?
I used an ice pick. Let's just be honest.
No, I didn't. Only Eugene does. But I thought an ice pick might do the trick, so I went to the ice machine to get one.
You're a size 7, I suppose.
Yes, I am. Why?
What did you see when you went to the ice machine?
There was blood. A lot of it.
Did you touch anything?
I might have touched a few things.
I might have touched a few things. Just to figure out what had happened to Mr. Cruz.
Of course you did. Why so many witnesses can't help but compromise the evidence is just beyond me. Anyway, what did you do after restoring the power?
I took the elevator down to the lobby. That's where I called the police.
Do you remember what you said to the operator? The exact words.
No, I'm afraid I don't.
You said, there's a man dead. He's been murdered.
That's possible.
What makes you so sure it was murder?
I mean, he did receive some death threats, but... been snooping around. It was just an assumption. It's a lie, isn't it? Yeah, he received some death threats. Should we say that? Because that means we've been in the safe. It was just an assumption, I suppose. It's an assumption because we don't know he's been murdered. Yeah, it was just an assumption.
I just assumed. What with all the blood?
I'm afraid I don't believe that, Miss Roy. It's more than an assumption, isn't it?
I'm not sure I understand what you...
I know you like going through your guests' personal belongings. We found pictures of you snooping around.
Alright.
Oh.
Now, unless you want me to arrest you for violating your guests' privacy, I suggest you tell me everything you know.
All right.
Let's start with the victim's wife, Marcella Cruz. Apparently, she left in quite a hurry this morning. What can you tell me about her?
No, I don't know anything about her. I'm sticking to that.
I don't really know anything. She just looks like a loving, caring wife.
Really? That's odd, because we learned a lot about Mrs. Cruz when we went through her room. And let's just say that loving, caring wife are not the first words that would come to mind.
Oh?
She's a lesbian. involved in some sordid affair with the guest from room 507, Mrs. Beaumont. Have you ever witnessed them engaging in immoral behavior?
What do you mean?
I'm asking if you've seen them being, you know, intimate.
No, I haven't. No.
And did you hear them discuss their deviant ways in front of Mrs. Beaumont's son, perhaps? Imagine what kind of effect such perversion can have on a young child.
No, I didn't hear anything.
Did you hear them express their hatred of men? Did they ever talk about using violence against men? Did you hear them speak ill of Mr. Cruz?
Should I deny or should I take a stand? No, deny. Because I didn't hear them speak ill of him.
No, I didn't hear any of that. I'm sorry I can't be of more help.
No, I'm sure you are. But we're not quite done yet, Miss Roy. We've learned from one of your colleagues that the victim had a fight with a guest named Mr. Spade.
Oh, yeah.
What can you tell me about him?
See, I don't want to drop him in it either, because I don't think he did it. I don't know anything about him.
I don't know much. Only that he seems nice.
Nice. I wouldn't be so sure.
Oh?
We found out that Mr. Spade is fresh out of a madhouse. When we called the place, they painted quite the picture of him. Did you ever see him display odd behavior in or around the hotel?
No. I mean, we've all got our little quirks, don't we?
Did he seem obsessed with Mrs. Cruz?
A little, maybe, but...
Obsessed enough to kill her husband?
No, nothing like that. We all have our obsessions. Me, for instance. I'm obsessed with celebrities and gossip magazines, and...
You don't seem to understand, Miss Roy. Mr. Spade is not like you and me. He may look like us, but he's not. He's dangerous and needs to be taken off the streets.
Jesus.
So tell me, did you ever see him be violent or aggressive?
Do you know, honestly, I hope to God that there aren't many police officers or many people who think like this, because it's a disgusting way to think. To think that just because somebody, you know, loves somebody of the same sex as them, or possibly has some mental health issues, that they're a bad person. It makes me, you can hear it in my voice, I'm sorry, it's getting me a little bit annoyed. Because it doesn't make any difference. Oh, sorry. Deny, let's just deny.
No, I didn't.
I'm sorry, Miss Roy, but I just don't believe you. I think you know more than you've let on.
Can I please leave?
You can. But you'd better stay in town. I'm sure I'll have more questions for you very soon.
Bernard was strangely chipper on the phone. That can't be a good sign. I guess I'll know soon enough.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. The interrogation. I never imagined I would be sitting in an interrogation room at a police precinct. It was like something out of a crime film. The kind of scene you watch and wonder what you would do if you were in that character's place. Turns out the reality is much more nerve-wracking. Detective Tremblay told me outright that he didn't believe me. I'm not sure I blame him either. I was so overwhelmed, I can hardly remember what came out of my mouth. I don't know what will happen next, but I can't help but expect the worst. After the storm. It's been tough being alone with my thoughts since the hotel closed 2 days ago. According to the papers, the police are still investigating and haven't made any charges yet. I just hope they take the time to get it right. The last thing this whole ordeal needs is an innocent person put behind bars. Anyway, this morning I got a call from Bernard calling me into the hotel. He sounded surprisingly chipper. Cheerful even. I wonder how it'll feel walking into the Clarrington again after everything that's happened. Yeah. guessing we're going to have a Maurice Tremblay. Maurice Tremblay is a detective lieutenant with the Montreal Police. He's about what one would expect from a detective. Stern, straight-laced, tired, and always carrying either a mug of coffee or a notebook. He looked like he hadn't slept in days, which makes sense with how hard the police have been working themselves trying to round up every last supposed deviant in the city. Maurice is old-fashioned, like a lot of men his age. His assumptions about women, or anyone who isn't like him for that matter, made that clear. I wish he wasn't the one in charge of the investigation into Hector's murder, but I'm not sure any other detective would make much of a difference. Roger. Roger is the policeman who escorted me through the precinct when I was called in to be interrogated. He seemed nice enough. I wish I had more to work with, but I have to remember that I can't get inside everyone's heads. Alright. Okay.
Let's go see what Bernard wants.
Yeah. Honestly, this...
The atmosphere is so different in here.
Yeah.
Will it ever feel like it used to?
Balloon? What's with the balloon? Alright. Yeah, I can honestly say, guys, that interrogation portion, I found it quite upsetting, to be honest, because it seems incredibly backward in this day and age. I mean, obviously this was set in like the 50s, so I understand people's mindsets and thoughts were very, very different back then, and I just find it very upsetting that people who just wanted to be themselves, wanted to live the life, wanted to love who they wanted to love, and, you know, struggled with mental health issues and came out the other side of them, suffered this kind of stigma. I think it's disgraceful. It's a very rotten part of human history, I think. There are many things, but this is one of the rotten ones, I think. Anyway,
It'll
let's
probably be a while before the hotel reopens.
Let's move on before I tear up.
Anne, Marcella, and Paul are all suspects for Hector's murder. Was there anything I could have done to protect them?
The Montrealer, 35 pages, Montreal, Wednesday, February 19th, 1958, 10 cents. Death and deviancy at Clarington's doors. Montreal police continue to move forward with the investigation into the tragic death of an American tourist, Hector Cruz. The 32-year-old insurance agent, accompanied by his wife, was enjoying a stay at the Clarington Hotel when his life was tragically cut short on Monday. Though the investigation has yet to conclude, Detective Lieutenant Maurice Tremblay revealed to the press that Mr Cruz's death had been ruled a murder. Multiple suspects have been apprehended and taken in for questioning. One such suspect is Paul Morgan, an unmarried Army veteran who stayed at the Clarington, 2 doors down from Mr Cruz. On Sunday, one day before the murder, Morgan was seen verbally, then physically provoking Mr Cruz in the hotel lobby. Investigations have revealed that Morgan is a former patient of McCord Psychiatric Hospital in Syracuse, New York. According to hospital personnel, Mr Morgan was admitted for displaying erratic, occasionally aggressive behaviour. He was released less than a year ago. Mr Morgan immediately struck me as strange and unsettling, recalled Bernard Leduc, owner of the Clarington. I was most vocal in my desire to eject him from the hotel as soon as possible, and I took great strides to make this happen. No, you didn't, you liar. Although no formal charges have been filed as of yet, the incident has led to an increased interest in the movement against the planned construction of the Ray Light Psychiatric Hospital. In a strange twist of fate, if construction is sanctioned, the hospital is to be located just down the street from the Clarington. The victim's wife, Marcella Cruz, is also considered a person of interest by the police. Mrs Cruz's absence following the discovery of Mr Cruz's body was seen as conspicuous and suspicious, said Detective Lieutenant Tremblay, adding that further evidence suggests that Mrs Cruz is involved in a homosexual affair. Mrs Cruz was apprehended by police at the Gare Centrale de Montréal. I am so sorry for the pronunciation. I believe that's Montreal Central train station. She was in the company of another of the Clarington's guests, one Anne Bursey, whom police suspect is the woman with whom Mrs Cruz engaged in sexual deviancy. Mrs Bursey, a resident of Montreal, is a housewife pursuing a divorce from her husband, Louis Bursey. She and her 9-year-old son Michael eluded Mr Bursey by occupying a room at the Clarendon for over a month. In an interview with the Montrealer, Mr Bercy deplored his wife's penchant for melodramatic and urged her to cease poisoning their son's mind. Mr Bercy was frank about his wife's history of poor decision-making, including making frequent late-night visits to the White Cat. The White Cat is one of the city's main underground bars and meeting spots known to attract sexual deviants such as Mrs Cruz and Mrs Bercy. Yesterday evening, Montreal police promised more raids to counter the growing number of such establishments. Continued on page 5. Ugh. God. I am so glad I wasn't born back in this time, because it just... It's irritating. Okay.
Ugh,
Oh,
go to
jeez
hell.
Louise. Scared the life out of me.
Hey,
Are you okay?
I'm out of a job.
What?
But other than that, yeah, everything's just peachy.
What? No,
I hope you're luckier than I am. Come join me when he's done with you, all right? I'll be questioning my life choices on the mezzanine.
yeah. Yeah, okay.
How did you sack Beth? Beth's brilliant. Ugh, look at him.
Ah, Miss Roy. Come in.
All right.
I suppose you know why you're here?
No idea, mate. Actually, not really.
I'm not sure, actually. Your phone call was a bit vague.
Yes, well, I prefer to have this conversation in person.
All
We've
right.
been getting a lot of press lately, and not the good kind. I wouldn't expect you to understand the position I'm in, but I assure you, it's quite uncomfortable. To have one's life's work blown away like that. All thanks to some sexual deviance and a nut job.
Oh, God.
It's obvious to me now that I haven't been firm enough. For guests of such morals to be comfortable booking a few nights here and committing such a horrid act.
Oh, for God's sake.
Now, things need to change. This means elevating our standards to the highest possible level, and it starts with the people working here. It starts with you.
With me?
Yes. From what I've heard, you've been quite the exemplary maid lately. Clean rooms, satisfied guests.
I take my job very seriously, sir.
As you should. We'll see for the future, but for now, you'll be allowed to continue working here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not done. The police have finished their investigation and left a mess on the 5th floor. I want you to clean it up.
Oh, God.
You want me
really?
to go back there?
Yes, why not?
I found a dead body on that floor. I'm not going back.
I'll make this simple for you. If you don't do it, you're fired.
Should we quit? This guy is an absolute... Oh, screw it. Let's quit.
You can't fire me. Because I quit.
Yeah.
Sure. I fire you, you quit. It's all the same to me. Just make sure to empty your locker before the end of the month.
No problem, mate.
That'll
Stick
be all.
your hotel in your job. Rotten, man. Absolutely rotten. Ugh. Screw him. Backwards thinking. I don't know.
Hey,
Hey,
what a week.
yeah. So, what did Bernard want with you?
Well, he was being kind of a jerk, so I quit.
You what?
I quit. I figured there was no point in staying if you were leaving.
I appreciate the solidarity, but you really didn't have to do that.
I think it's for the best.
Yeah.
Did Bernard say why he was firing you?
Ugh. He was going on and on about keeping deviants out of the hotel, so I may have lost my cool a little.
A little?
I told him I was one of those deviants he was so afraid of. He froze for a moment, then showed me the door.
Well, what's next for you?
So, what's next for you?
I think I'm done working under Bernard's or Linda's.
Yep.
Maybe it's time I become my own Bernard. Minus the fascism, of course.
Yep.
I could see myself owning my own establishment.
Yeah.
One that caters to the right kind of crowd.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I do enjoy the company of people. Just not, you know, the stuck-up, entitled clientele of this prestigious hotel. But maybe if I were behind the counter of, say, a bar, instead of a reception desk. I don't know. Is that silly?
No, it's not. In fact, you'd be perfect for it. You're the most charming person I know.
Thank you. I'm really glad you're in my life.
Me too.
Yeah, can I kiss you?
Can I?
Kiss me?
Yes.
I thought you'd never ask.
That was...
I know.
See? Don't matter. If you love each other, you love each other. That's it. Love is love. There you are. I don't want to lie like Anne and Marcella.
I've been thinking about Anne and Marcella a lot.
Should I be jealous?
No, not in that way. I've been thinking about what they went through. How they had to lie and pretend. Day after day. How they had to live someone else's life for 10 years before they could finally be with each other. I don't think I could do that.
Well, I have good news for you, Bean. Times are changing. It's already started elsewhere. And it will get here, eventually. One day, all the Annes and Marcellas of the world will live happily together, and no one will give a damn.
I really hope that's true.
It will be.
Oh, that's nice. Oh. 3 conspirators charged in Clarrington Hotel murder case. Oh no! Oh no! Is there something we could have done to stop this? So if you chose to stand up to Bernard and quit, but now you have no, what? No job. Yeah. No way to pay the bills. Oh. But obviously, me and Beth got together, or Sophie and Beth got together. And that's it. Wow. Well, folks, there you go. Well, what a strange and, I don't know, sad little story there. I wonder if you do multiple playthroughs and you obviously get different endings depending on what you choose to do. So if we were to play again, if we kind of removed the pictures of ourselves and maybe got rid of the letters and things that we found, maybe they wouldn't be accused of anything. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it makes a difference, and those other 3, they get off as well, and it's all good. And the real killer, who I believe is that if there is a killer, it's the guy whose children died, or that he just fell and hit his head on the ice machine. It is possible. I don't know, but I do know that I have thoroughly enjoyed this bed we made, and I really hope you guys have as well. If you would like to see me play through it again and this time see if we can get ourselves a better ending, please do let me know in the comments below. Make sure to say, yes, I want you to play through it again, Eve, and see if we can get us a better ending. And if you don't, well, that's okay as well. I'll probably play through it in my own time, not on the channel. But this does kind of leave us with a little bit of a problem now. What do we play on Tuesdays and Thursdays? If you have any suggestions to answer that particular question, please leave it in the comments below. Let me know what you would like to see next on Chilly Bee Gaming. And until next time, be safe, be good, and look after yourselves.